Welcome back to White Mountains Today. We're in our studio now in North Conway for a special interview with Will Broussard and Susan Beane from Saco Valley Land Trust. Thank you for joining us this morning. And we're all coffeeed up and chocolated up thanks to a surprise appearance by Zeb's General Store. Isn't that nice?
That was sweet.
It's a good way to start your morning, some chocolate. So we're here to talk about an event coming up, which sounds fantastic. I'm going to start with you, Susan, though, in the Saco Valley Land Trust. So this is a benefit for the Saco Valley Land Trust. What is the Saco Valley Land Trust?
Well, it's part of the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust's easement exploration series, which is sponsored by the Robert and Dorothy Goldberg Foundation and the Pequawket Foundation, which helps to allow us to bring people and community members to sites and conserved lands that we've had and been working on, to let them see a different view of the area. Sometimes people don't have access to conservation properties, and this gives them a real hands-on idea of what the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust has done already through help with experienced people like Will doing the fall songbird migration in October on the 17th. It brings people to properties that would never go there, and we try to do it for all seasons. I
see the Saco Valley Land Trust signs on West Side Road. They've conserved a lot of that area. How does that work? How are they conserving these lands?
Well, it's myriad reasons. People may, like with the Old Pinkham Farm in Jackson, where will be hosting the easement exploration series. That was a donation by an anonymous donor. And actually, that's a pretty wonderful one, too, because it was an anonymous donor from the area who put the property, 65 acres, in conserved conservation easement, and then afterwards immediately donated it to the Jackson Ski Touring Center, which is another nonprofit. So in that way, it's open to the public, especially during ski season, because the Jackson Ski Touring uses those properties. But in the other 3 seasons, it's available for things such as bird walks or snowshoeing, should we choose, and it just gives people insight on areas that you see these views and vistas and you go, oh, this is wonderful. If it wasn't conserved, you wouldn't have the opportunity to be able to see it, perhaps because of land development.
Right. Yeah. We're so lucky to have organizations like this helping to preserve our green spaces here in the White Mountains. One of the things that loves green spaces is birds. Right. And so let's talk about the songbird migration event that is going to benefit. Tell me about the event.
Sure. So I got involved because I'm a Valley resident, very passionate about birding, ornithology, longtime love of birds. I got involved with Tin Mountain Conservation Center because they were leading a bunch of walks throughout their lands about 2 years ago when I first started birding with them. And so I was contacted as a local birder to get involved with the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust and help lead this walk. So hopefully we're going to get a chance to see a bunch of different birds that utilize this land as they migrate. So a lot of birds, small songbirds, will fly along flyways as they're moving south in the fall and north in the spring, and they often go along waterways. There's a lot of great forest cover for them, a lot of insect prey that they're kind of keying in on, and it's a really nice mixed environment where we're going to be going that day. So hopefully we'll see a bunch of different things, not just migrants coming through, things like warblers and thrushes, but hopefully some resident species as well, things that we're very familiar with, like chickadees and nuthatches and woodpeckers and things like that.
So describe the day. So where is the property again? Where are you going? And how will people be interacting? How do people go on the birding event with you?
Sure. So the best thing to do for kind of the initial contact, which to kind of sign up for the event, would be to call over to the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust, and we have the number online here. And for those who don't know, it's 603-356-9683.
That was really nice.
Most of our viewers have it memorized, but it's hard for you to provide
Except for us.
But you could probably, Google is a good friend.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to meet there that morning at 7:30 on the 17th over in Jackson at the kind of where the Black Mountain Road and the Valley Cross Road come together. And then there will be myself and April Costa, who works at the Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forests. She's a good friend of mine, also big-time birder, and a representative from the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust. So we'll meet over there and we'll walk into this easement. And it's kind of along the Wildcat River, kind of where it meanders, and it's kind of flat up in the Jackson ski touring area. It's really good birding opportunity. And for anyone who's also interested in nature photography in general, definitely bring your camera along, because it's going to be great foliage to look at as well.
That area is one of my favorite sections of the Mount Washington Valley. It's just so beautiful, and because of, it seems, delayed foliage this year, it should still be, there should still be plenty of color on the 17th.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So sorry, go ahead, Susan.
Well, I was going to say, Will understates his experience. He's an avid birder as far as the word on the street is.
He's got some street cred among
Yes, he
birders.
does. Yes, he does. And April Costa, who was from Tin Mountain, interned at Tin Mountain, and then interned with the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust, and is now at Spiniff. It's just a nice community of people knowledgeable and know the area, so it'll be nice to hang with you.
Yeah, and fall's also, for the birding community, it's actually kind of a challenging time, because a lot of birds don't have that bright coloration that they have in spring. The male birds are usually more drab in color, and that's, as they're migrating, they're not really thinking about what they're thinking about in the springtime, and so they're really just getting out of here, but they're often sometimes the same color as the foliage, and so it can be really tough to identify these birds. So it's good to go out with groups of people who know, how to identify these things by sight and by sound. Of course, it's also challenging in the fall because a lot of birds aren't singing. So it's great to have many more pairs of eyes up in the trees and all around to see what's around.
What I'm hearing is it's very important to have Will by your
Yes.
side during this time of year.
Thanks.
Because you could probably maybe call them in. Can you give us a bird call, Will? What's your best bird call?
I didn't tell you you'd be doing this.
Yeah, well,
He's been on enough. Will also
Chris
represents.
usually asks me to do one bird a visit.
Because he's trying to practice too, that's
Yes,
why. He's just getting free advice.
Let's see. Well, I think my favorite is the mourning dove. So they have a pretty kind of mournful cooing sound. They sound kind of like that. Not my best impression.
I remember growing up as a kid and hearing that and thinking, oh, we have an owl around. And then I was like searching all around, and I look up in the telephone wire and it says mourning dove, and I just threw down my paper and said, that's lame.
Mourning doves are beautiful.
Yeah, but it's not as cool as an owl.
It might be.
Or, I'm just kidding. And now I've learned to appreciate the mourning dove.
Well, you need people like him just to keep people like myself who go, oh, if they're not really bright foliage, I'm like,
And they're not singing, I'm at a loss. So I need
yeah.
my binocs. And that might be a good thing for other people to bring too, is yet another pair of eyes.
Exactly,
so the binoculars. And I don't know, the temperature this morning made me think, it's time to bust out a little extra vest layer perhaps.
Yeah, definitely bring layers, extra water, maybe a camera.
Yeah, and it's going to be 2 to 3 hours. So,
Okay.
I'm good with snackums, like the chocolate from Zeb's. That would be good for that trip.
And I just thought, too, we were talking to the observatory a little while ago, and they said, looking out to next weekend, could be some snow in the forecast.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that affects.
Yeah, we had our first measurable snowfall yesterday
That's
at the
right.
summit, half an inch.
So you could have, is it possible we might have some foliage, snow, and beautiful birds in the same photo? How great would that be?
It's tough, but we might be able to pull it
Trifecta.
off. Yeah.
Every
Percentage is low.
birder's holy grail right there.
Yeah.
Anything we missed?
I don't think so. I think we got the time and the date and the location.
All right, so
I
come
think that's
on
it.
out. So one more time, Saco Valley Land Trust for more information on conserving the green spaces of the Mount Washington Valley, but also for this great birding event, songbird migration.
I have to say, because Will was saying earlier before we came on, he goes, so who else is going to be doing this? Like, is anyone from the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust going to be there? And
We've convinced you to go?
Well, as I smacked that. No, but it's great because the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust has the Easement Exploration Series. We don't have the expertise. Will, April Costa, Chris Louie, Mike Klein from Tin Mountain, they all have the expertise to be able to highlight and sort of provide greater depth to all the properties that we've conserved. And now it's over 10,500, so we've got a lot of places to go in the valley to do more of these exploration series, and
That's
hopefully
great.
with you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, thank you so much, Will Broussard, Susan Beane, Saco Valley Land Trust. And we'll be back with more White Mountains today, including Zeb's General Store and some prizes. We're going to play Watch and Win after this. It's the 2015 Freiburg